So, when does relentless problem solving in entrepreneurship become being deluded? So that's the topic for today. If you find yourself stacked up against problem after problem after problem in your entrepreneurial journey or on your entrepreneurial journey, keep on watching, keep on listening, as hopefully this will be an interesting one for you. Welcome back to consecutive day 1635 of a diary of a Runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So consecutive day 1635 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's topic is all about when does relentless problem solving in entrepreneurship turn into becoming deluded. Now what do I mean by this? So first and foremost, one of the best traits an entrepreneur can have is their ability to solve problems efficiently and effectively. The more problems you solve, the more you grow, the more successful you become. Now, I'm a huge believer of that. However, there are certain situations where the magnitude and the nature of the problem that is being presented to you or is self-perpetuating towards you as an entrepreneur, it can be, pig-headed or stubborn as an entrepreneur to think, oh, I need to solve this one, I need to solve this one, even though the reality is the situation is snowballing out of control away from you. So when does that actually happen? And why am I talking about this? Well, there's just been, my journey has been such an up and down roller coaster. And that's probably very, very similar for so many entrepreneurs out there. And some of my businesses have done really well. Some of them have grown and then crashed and burned. Some of them have done a bit of up, a bit down, and kind of fairly stable. So everything in between. But there's the last kind of month, I suppose, well, not even month, last 3 weeks, I would say, we've experienced challenges with banking institutions, and it's just created a huge amount of chaos. It has been arguably, 3 of the most stressful weeks in my entrepreneurial journey, dealing with all the creditors and debtors with restricted banking facilities is incredibly manual, incredibly frustrating, incredibly time consuming in managing all the stakeholders' expectations. It's tough, especially when we've had to get legal representation to get some information from the banks. It's just frustrating because I can understand kind of what's happened. We just have a significant flow of funds going in and out of the account on a daily basis, and it just creates alarm bells for banks. But had we been with a more established bank, with a commercially minded relationship manager, these problems are normally solved quite quickly. With digital banks with no physical people to talk to in their customer service facility, it takes days and in this instance weeks to get resolved, which is just unacceptable. And sometimes I've just felt these last 3 weeks that I'm solving problem after problem after problem, some of them getting bigger and bigger, and you think to yourself, am I kind of fighting a losing battle here? And is my ability to keep solving these problems, is it just making the fundamental issue worse or not? And ultimately, I'm completely 100% adamant that I'm doing the right thing, and we have to do this, we have to hustle. This is just one of the obstacles we can face on our entrepreneurial journey. And but it just feels sometimes, are you fighting a losing battle? And it's hard because you then have to pull yourself away from that negative mindset very quickly and not get emotionally involved in what you can't control, and simply focus on the solution to the problem as an opportunity, and focusing on what you can control, having a plan and keeping your emotions in check. And that's what I've done, and I feel that I'm pretty proficient solving problems, especially with all my experience I've had over the years. It doesn't make it any less stressful, and it does make you question yourself on numerous occasions. But there are certain instances, and the difference is with what I'm doing is 100,000% believe in the business model. I know the potential. I know I've seen the potential. I've seen it as a reality, and I'll see it again as a reality. I've no doubt of it. Just sometimes you feel that, is it someone giving you a sign? And I don't feel that in my instance. But back to the overarching topic in question, I think as an entrepreneur, you can make contingency plan upon contingency plan upon contingency plan, providing you're trending in the right direction. I think that's a really, really important point. And it's very, very easy to want to keep fighting, want to keep solving problems, to keep progressing. But if you are in an industry or a business model where there are just some significant obstacles that you simply cannot overcome, and you are actually delaying the inevitable, at that point you need to know when to stop. And I think that's a point that so many entrepreneurs struggle with, knowing when to stop. And I have had these conversations in my mind over the past few weeks, which is quite scary really when you think about what we've built over the past 3 or 4 years. But I'm very, very adamant, and I'm pleased to have had those kind of analytical thoughts going through my mind, because I'm more kind of bullish and convinced that I'm doing the right thing, battling on and keeping this going than ever before. But there are situations where I know people are doing this in situations that aren't the same or similar to what I'm going through. Every situation is often unique. So it's analysing the bigger picture and kind of stepping back. And I think that's really, really important. So to kind of summarise today's episode, the learnings from my diary about when does problem solving or relentless problem solving on your entrepreneurial journey switch over to just being deluded in terms of maybe what you're solving problems for isn't the right direction. And what I've learned from this is that the last 3 weeks have been incredibly stressful with some pretty major external environmental factors that has had quite a significant impact on one of my businesses. And the reality has been, it's been horrendous experience manually managing cash flow challenges through no fault of our own. And we are kind of progressing in the right direction at the moment, which is really, really good. And we're hoping for a resolution with the banks very soon. But you do ask yourself several questions, and I've asked myself on countless times, there's signs here suggesting that maybe this isn't the right business or the right model. But for me, it's absolutely is the right business model. But what I'm trying to say is that there are situations where, in actual fact, problem after problem after problem after problem on your entrepreneurial journey might be an indicator or a sign that whatever business you're involved in, whatever strategy you're undertaking, isn't the right one. And one of the biggest problems and challenges as entrepreneurs is that we are stubborn, we hustle, we like to solve more and more problems to keep growing and keep seeing them as opportunities, which is all great. But at some point, you do have to take a step back, analyse the bigger picture, and just make sure that you're heading in the right direction. If that is still the case, then crack on, 100%. But sometimes just taking a breather and a step back and looking at things from a bigger perspective, from a bird's eye view, make that assessment, and if you're convinced it's right, crack on. If not, perhaps look at contingencies of how you can kind of change direction. It's always the solution. I'm always adamant for that. But sometimes the solution isn't just hustling and fighting and cracking on. Sometimes the solution is making quite a drastic change. It's still a solution, but just bear that in mind. So if you find that useful, any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. If you do believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of lap of the world barefoot style, do give us a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.